has given the sound. It's not just sound. You are able to hear the voice. So the topic that we are going to look at today is voicing. Voicing. V-O-I-C-I-N-G. And we are going to look at, so those sounds which have voice can be called as, those sounds, for example, ah, we'll call that sound as a dash sound, as a speech sound. It's a speech sound, as a without voicing voice the sound. Okay, and those which don't have any voicing will be called as voiceless sound. So we are going to look at, so let me put it this way. By voicing we mean whether we are going to ask this question, that is, voicing is when the throat vibrates. The throat vibrates. You are able to hear. Not only are you able to hear, when you place your two fingers over your throat, okay, not exactly your throat, your Adam's apple, okay, or what is that? What is this exact feature that we have? What is this part? What is it called? The layman's term. You can use a layman's term. The voice box. When you place these two fingers over your voice box, and if the throat is vibrating, okay, then we call it a voiced sound. So we are going to ask ourselves this question: does the throat vibrate? I'll put it here. Does the throat vibrate? Okay. Or is there no vibration? Okay. Does the throat vibrate or does the throat not vibrate? Is there no vibration? Or can I actually, before we proceed any further, so we will call this as voiced sounds. We'll call this as voiceless sounds. What do we mean by the throat vibration? Be clear about it. What do we mean by the throat vibration? So either the throat vibrates or it does not vibrate. Okay? No throat vibration, that is better. So that there is no, okay? No throat. Is there no throat vibration? So this we'll call as voice. Okay? We are calling these as voiced sounds, and we call this as voiceless sounds. Okay? Voiceless sounds or voiceless phonemes. Now, before that, when we say the throat vibrates, in these sounds, we are going to look at these sounds and we are going to put them in this table. Okay, we have formed a sort of a table. So I have a question. What do we mean when the throat vibrates? Anybody? I'm not. So, if the throat vibrates, we are actually talking about the vibration of the vocal cords or the vocal folds. Okay, I'll talk about that when we talk about we'll be dealing with the vocal folds later. Separately, we are actually looking at the vibration of the vocal cords or vocal folds. So how many sounds do we have to account for? 24. So in the next 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, okay, we will be looking at these 24 sounds. So can we, again, what logic do you want me to follow? Which will be better for classifying these sounds? Let us follow some. For example, for the manner of articulation, we said let us move from complete closure to open. That is zero gap to maximum gap. Complete closure to open approximation. That's what we saw. Manner of articulation. What did we start with? Manner of articulation. We started looking at a particular class of sounds. We have started looking at a particular type of sounds. What did we start with? Shall we look at it this way? Let us start looking at it. So these are voiceless sounds and voiced sounds, voiceless phonemes and voiced phonemes. We will start looking at it in the sequence plosives, affricates. Is that fine? Okay. So we'll start looking at it. Just remind me in what sequence, because I don't have those notes with me right now. Just tell me in which sequence we saw this, and then we will take things on. So first thing we saw was plosives. Okay, that is, what are plosives? Plosives are those sounds in the manner of articulation in which in those sounds come out when we produce those sounds. There's a complete closure, and there is the air escapes suddenly. So we have 6 sounds: per, per, th, the, th, g. 6 sound. இதுல எது voiceless, எது voice ன்னு நம்ம பார்த்துடலாம். The following sounds are voiceless. Per, th, k are voiceless. Per, the, g are voiced. Okay, so let us write them here. So per, th, k, and here voice per, the, g. Okay, per, the, and g. All right. So after plosives, what did we see? Affricates, complete closure, and then okay. So let us look at affricates. Okay, there are how many affricates are there? Affricate sounds are there. 2 sounds: ch, j, ch and j. Ch is voiceless. Either see, if I do it, the camera will not, the microphone will not capture it. Let me truly produce it. You will be able to hear it, but the camera will not be. It will not be. Observe. I am not supposed to say per, the. See, this is how it should be produced, voiceless. So it is not pin, it is pin. It is not people, it is people. You understand the difference? It is not tea, it is tea. Nalla gavani. Na idu voice la solren, tea. Tea. Like we say, tea. Look at the difference. It's not king, it is king. It should be voiceless. இது மாதிரி produce பண்றாத. Otherwise you are producing this. Okay, so for this the throat does not vibrate. For this the throat vibrates, which means here vocal cords do not vibrate. Vocal cords do not vibrate. Okay, this is what we saw, right? The vocal cords do not vibrate. The vocal cords vibrate. Okay, the vocal cords vibrate. So come to this again. 2 sounds. I said cha, ja. Let me repeat. Ch, ja, ch, ja, ch, ja. You're able to appreciate it. So here we have cha, and here we have ja. Okay. So among plosives, sorry about this. Now, after writing affricates, we started looking at nasals. We'll look at nasals later. Okay, because nasals are a separate category. Adhu complete closure tanda. All these 3 nasals are involve complete oral closure, but we'll look at that later. Okay, wait, just bear with me. After that, what did we look at? Lateral. Okay, we'll look at lateral also again. That is again partial closure. After that, we went to fricatives. So after plosives, affricates, we look at fricatives. Now, sir, when we started, you said நீங்க தான் சொன்னீங்க நம்ம இந்த சீக்வென்ஸ்ல போறோம். But I'll give you a logic for this. We'll have to change the sequence a bit. Okay, see, எல்லாத்தையும் ஒரே மாதிரி பண்ண முடியாது. When we look at place, that's why I told Shakti, she was confusing. Not she, everyone will do this. Why should you confuse place of articulation with manner of articulation? Place is the place at which the articulators meet. Manner is the manner in which the air comes out. Okay, so then we have fricatives. How many fricatives do we have? Fricative sounds. How many fricative sounds are there? 9 fricatives. So we look at the following. I mean, we look at these 9 fricatives. So we have, which is actually you are not supposed to say for. You are not supposed to say for. This is voiceless. Voice. Okay. Then number dental manaduru. Labiodental. Dental manaduru. Dental. Sir. Okay. Voice. Then. Then. Voiceless. Voiced. And then one more fricative. Ish. And then we have here which is voiced. So how many have we covered till now? 6. plus 2, 8, plus 8, 16 sounds are covered. There is one sound that we have not covered. Fricatives. Again, don't produce it as a voice variant. Don't produce it like a voice sound. It is voiceless hat, not hat. Okay? Okay. So here we have her. But anyway, I'm producing it as a voice sound because so that the microphone catches it. There are microphone that catch try That's why I believe in a live class. Live class you can ask so many questions and okay. So good. Now, what else are we left with? What else are we left with, Kana? Very good. Shall we come to the nasals? Okay, let's come to the nasals. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to produce these three nasals. Does the throat vibrate or not? Wait, are you able to hear my voice or not? You are able to hear my voice. Now, let me produce these three nasals without voicing. Produce one time. I repeat. I have voiced. If now voiceless, wait. Okay. So, I mean, that is my this entire explanation was what we did right now. That is and we produce it without voice. At the most, I can produce a breathy. Now, in a breath, but you will not be able to hear it as clearly as when you hear. So, usually, this is I'm not saying that this is the only rule, but all nasals have to be voiced because you are releasing it through the nose. Okay, so nasals have to be voiced as a general rule. So they are all voiced. Okay, okay, nasals. So there are no voiceless nasals in English. There are no voiceless nasals in English. There are only voiced nasals. Okay, then so 16, 17, 18, 19. Where number lateral. So again, let me produce a. So you're able to hear my voice clearly. Now let me produce a voiceless ill. At the most, or breathy, you will feel my breath. Okay. So that again, lateral is voiced. Okay. So lateral is also voiced. Lateral is voiced. Frictionless continuant. So we'll put lateral and frictionless continuant. See, and r. Now let me produce r as a voiceless counterpart. Let me produce it as a voiceless sound. Again, you won't be able to hear. So normally, nasals, lateral, and approximant or frictionless continuant have to be voiced. If you have to listen to them, if you have to hear them clearly, the voiced sound, the voiced laterals, voiced frictionless continuant, and voiced nasals are much more clear to hear than voiceless versions. Okay, so frictionless continuant, let me write it here. Frictionless continuant. Okay, CONT. So there are voiceless English voiceless okay, and you have it here. And then I think we have two more sounds. Am I right? What are they? Semi-vowels. Semi-vowels. Vowels na soliyaachu. Vowels pathi nama inna paakala. Semi-vowels. Ya, uva. Let me again produce them as voiceless sounds. You won't be able to hear. So semi-vowels are also voiced. So let me put them here. I'll write the semi-vowels here so that they are. I'll write them here. I'll write the term here. Semi-vowels. Okay. And then probably write this here. And then here, and here. So now count and tell me how many voice sounds are there and how many voiceless sounds are there. Just do a quick counting. Shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 9 voiceless sounds and Very good. 15 voice sounds. 15 voice sounds. Let's quickly look at it. 3 voiceless sounds in 3 voiceless plosives. Per, 3 voice plosives per. 1 voiceless affricate ch, 1 voice affricate ch. 4 voiceless, 5 voiceless fricatives. Okay, 4 voiced fricatives per okay. Nasals, there are no voiceless nasals. No voiceless lateral or frictionless continuant. So r, and no voiceless semivowels here were. Clear? Okay. Now, before I wind up, tell me, now you have 3 labels: voicing, place, and manner. In that sequence, tell me, I'll give you, okay, give me the 3-term label for this. In fact, what I wanted to do is, maybe, tomorrow, and then how much time do we have? Yeah, so we'll end the video here. I'll give you the task right away. The task I'll just like to, 1 second. See, the task is very simple. Give me we have 24 consonant sounds. We have discussed voicing, place, and manner. In that sequence, voicing, place, manner, VPM label, give the 3-term label for all the consonant sounds. Okay, so that ends the video. Thanks a lot.